Hey, everybody. Surprise. A surprise Saturday live. So, okay, just checking camera there. Okay. All right, so just happy Saturday, everybody. I'm going to grab a quick drink of coffee because I'm going to say, I don't know if it's even still morning here. It is not. I've been busy doing a couple of different things, and I'm supposed to be working on some Christmas gifts, but instead I decided to do a live. And the reason that is because last night when I did a live, I was working with Vicki Booten's Storyteller Collection, and we were talking about all the really huge, massive die cuts and stuff that she has in her collection. And I'm laughing about, and I don't remember who said this, but one of my subbies made a comment about, and I just realized that I made everything crooked, so let me just readjust that. That one of my subbies made a comment about how this butterfly is big enough to carry a dog away because, you know, it's the size of my palm. And then there's this like leaf cluster that's the same thing. And then right at the end of the live, as I was saying goodbye, Barbara said to me, please, you know, use the die cuts, those big die cuts. So I decided I would do that. So here's the layout from last night, just so you can see that if you weren't here last night. The video is live already. So, and I think I called this my favorite place where I used them. And I used the, you know, this big flower, but there's a lot of other die cuts to be used in this collection. So that's what I decided I'm going to do. And I need to grab, I forgot to do this, I need to grab my Chamel and Best of Both Worlds kit because that has some of the alphas and stuff that I might want to use in this. It's her November kit. And then I also have some of the Vicki Booten embellishments. So there's 2 embellishment packs with this, and I can't tell you which is which. But one has some journaling elements to it, and one is really more die cuts. And then I also have this pack of journaling elements here, so I'll keep that handy. I have the chipboard from the Let's Wander collection here, and that worked really well last night. I added some things from that collection in, so I'll keep that set aside. And then I grabbed this cut apart from Storyteller, which is called Plot, because I liked like the tickets here, and then some of these like Enjoy Every Moment and Small Things and that kind of thing, and some tags. They seemed to work really well. So the story behind these photos is that when I decided to use these die cuts, I thought about my current photos, and I'm like, I don't know that I have anything that I really want to use these for, because a lot of the pictures that I have to scrapbook right now are my grandchildren, my great niece and great nephew, and they're more childish and that kind of thing, and these just didn't seem as appropriate. So I went back into my stack of photos and found some pictures from college, you guys. So this would have been 1986, so 30 plus years ago. I'm not going to do the math, but anyway, that's where these are from. And the colors seem to go. And these are pictures of us. On Fridays, we would go to a neighboring community because a bunch of us had cars, and we would go to a Chi-Chi's, which was a Mexican restaurant. That chain has long since been gone, but they did half price margaritas, and then they had like a Mexican food hors d'oeuvre bar, so you could get like beans and chips and all sorts of other things for free. So we would go sit in the bar and eat. So this memory is very Mexican flavored to me. So I chose 3 papers that I thought would work with this memory. This makes me think of like Mexican tile. I like the red, the yellow, and the it looks, I don't know, it's kind of a combination of green and turquoise both, because there's a little bit of both in this paper. So that's what I'm thinking we're going to do. And then I'm thinking we will use this butterfly and this leaf, which means I'm going to probably need to find a flower on this page. Now, I want to collage these photos because I think what I did at some point is that I had these either in a frame or something. And what I'm thinking is somehow, I don't know, I haven't decided exactly, because now that I look at this, I don't, well, that's not true. I was going to say, I don't have anything that pulls these colors together, but yes, I do, right there. The other thing I thought about these photos that I kind of liked is there's a lot of space, like up in this one, so I can get that butterfly on there, and even though it looks, I mean, it's odd, but it's not completely odd. So it's so funny because I'm looking at all these people. I don't remember everybody's names anymore. And I can tell you of all of these people here, I'm only in contact with one of them now, all these years later. But I am going to, when I finish this page, I think I'm going to private send it to her and just say, look at this, look what I found, and look what I was scrapbooking today. So kind of playing around with how these are going to look within this collage. So then these two, with the way I have these placed, unless, let's see, if I did it like this, okay, and I suppose it what happened, so let's open this pack up here as I'm trying to decide it all. Oh, I think what I'm going to do is just pull these pieces out from underneath for the moment as I try to decide what I want this collage to look like. And there are some, right away I can see there's some tickets here. And I'm going to try to use big pieces, but like these would be good colors. They say admit one, not that we were admitting, you know, like not like we were buying things. Like a bird might be useful, although maybe not the yellow. Here's another one, although I'm thinking a flower for down that corner, but that could work as well. So then, you may have just heard my cat, one of them anyway. So that could work. You know, there's a flower right there with the leaf sticking out. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to think about like how much of this mat I want to see. So enjoy every moment, collect all the memories is good. I like your adventure story too. The thing I like about that is this is going to, there's going to be blue with this paper right here. So maybe this pinky color would work well. Happy Soul could work, but considering that this is, I have to remember this too, now that I'm thinking about it. So this is 12 inches wide. So if I go here, I'm past that 12 inches. So that I also have to think about as I'm doing this. So let's see, typewriters, more flowers. I mean, that might be able to work. Lovely. This flower is nice, but I think one big one, and again, this kind of reminds me of like Mexican tile or mosaics, so that's why I think this one works. There's a bluebird here, so that guy might be good, and he could go up there with that, and he's facing that way. This is a really pretty cluster, but my challenge is to use the big pieces. So I'm going to need to put some other smaller things in there, but I think we'll shy away from that one for this particular one. Oh, there's this bird too. Okay, so we have some birds that we could get on. Oh, okay. I talked last night about how I love this book. This would be appropriate because what was going on here is this is what we did on Friday afternoon. So when we finished our classes and studying, then we did this. So I think I'll keep this because that could go down on the bottom or something. Okay, so I think I have a good start. And I have two different things of leaves here, but I think these are smaller, so that cluster might not work as well. I do have other pieces here. There's some vellum, and I think vellum probably isn't, well, I guess that's okay, but I'm not going to need another big piece, I think. I do need something to journal on, though, now that I think about it. So I'll have to, my happy place might work. Maybe a journaling piece down here in the book. Actually, I could journal on the book. That Just Be Yourself, kind of nice. So that's nice. And I realize I'm kind of constructing this without the love this story is appropriate too, without the paper behind it, but that's okay. Just kind of going through these big die cut pieces to see how I can use them. So there's another ticket. The 5 cents might work because, you know, we were paying for drinks, but that's about it. Okay, then, you know, the question is, how am I going to get journaling in here? I don't think the tags work as well. Now, I can always use like one of these, oh, these frames are together. I was going to say one of these little frames. Now, that doesn't mean I can't get a frame in here and then put, you know, chop this up and then put some paper behind that. I could do that for journaling, and I could do that. So what I'm going to do here is kind of pop the journaling elements, things that I think could work as journaling elements, off to the side as well. Here's one with some different colors, so I like that as well. I do really, these frames I rarely use with photos. Oftentimes I end up doing what I'm doing right now is I use them as some sort of journaling element. And it's one of those things that it often needs to be cut up, but that's okay because we cut things up to make it work for us, not the other way around. Okay, and then there are some journaling pieces here as well. Okay, this is a bad package. I kind of have to destroy the package to get to it. Oh, I know why this is. I forgot about this. So this is a book you can make. You can make a tag journal with this. I'm not going to use it that way, though. Ooh, and there's, I saw Victoria Marie use this yesterday. There's a piece in here that says storyteller, and mine either broke or didn't get included. Huh. Oh no, it just said story. Sorry, storyteller must be coming from something else. But mine appears to be malfunctioning. Which is too bad because that's a good thing to be using. Okay, just kind of looking here to see any more pieces. Oh, here's the Y. Yeah, it got stuck somehow. Okay. Well, that can always be, I can always put that back together if I decide to use it. And story might work. So I think I'll set this aside as well. This would be maybe a good color to use too. So these are pretty, these tags here are really hefty. And then there's a little library pocket there too. That would probably end up laying, this would probably end up laying on that blue paper and you won't see it though. I do, however, like this piece as an option, as a rounded piece. Okay, so I have some things I can use. Now the question is, how big am I cutting this? Again, keeping in mind that this is 12 by 12. And what I think I will do, I want these borders to be sort of similar. But not completely. Oh, here we go. What I could do here is the Your Adventure Story. There, I like that arrangement a little bit better. The Your Adventure Story could cover up where these two photos blend together on the bottom because they don't look very good together the way they are. And let's see, I'll just try to make sure I'm getting these on straight. This is the hard part about collaging, right? Is getting this part done. After you have this part done, it's not so bad. Oh, and these are, you know, these are back to film camera days, guys. So these are old, old, old. And obviously, I believe I took these, so obviously before I had photo skills. Okay, so that looks pretty good to start out with. This is the medley paper from Storyteller. So let me quick chop this off. And again, just kind of keeping in mind what the borders look like on the other sides of this. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's close enough. All right. Oh, and then I have to remember I do have all those, I have these chipboard elements here too. Take that out of the package so I don't forget it. And that'll just give me a little bit more dimension. Of course, you know, I have all my foam tape that I can use and all that. So I think I have a really good start here for using these huge elements. So Barbara, if you're not watching today, whenever you do see this, this one's for you and for the rest of us who have a hard time using these huge elements. I am going to ink these papers with the Tim Holtz Vintage Photo ink. And that is because there's white edges on them when you cut them, and this is a very distressed looking paper, so I want to keep that kind of theme. All right, then this will be my background paper, I think. There is red in these photos as well, so it kind of makes sense I would do a red piece. Now this piece of paper is from the Vicki Boutin 12x12 Storyteller pad, so I don't know what the name of this paper actually is. And then the nice thing about that pad is there is a background paper on it as well. Okay, so now the next thing I need to decide, and as I'm looking at this, maybe I'm not getting in yowza. Maybe this book isn't going to work. Isn't going to work. Oh my goodness, Kelly. English. Because that's a lot of big elements on the page. It's a lot of stuff. Now that bird could go up there though. I do like the idea of doing something down here though. Maybe to bring the colors together. So maybe that's a strip of, there is a paper in here that is striped. There's two of them actually. There's this white one, which I like, but I don't think I want white on the bottom. I want something to go on it. I could also do a strip of this too on the bottom. Hey, Tammy. Yeah, actually, honestly, I found it last night. So this I kind of like, this piece right here. I was thinking about it, and then I came up with it and decided not to wait. This was not the paper I was thinking of, but I do like the idea of that. Yes, the butterfly that could carry off a dog. All right, guys, I just need to grab my Storyteller out of my kit here. My paper's out of my November Schmel kit to see if I can find that paper I'm thinking about. That would be a nice, I really think I want something where all the colors are in it. This is the paper I'm thinking about. Except I need it to be cut like this. So let's see if I have another one of those. If I don't, I think that will work. Although I probably should put the mosaic tiley kind of paper on there first. So let's see, what do I have here? This might be a case of I don't have another piece of that paper, so we're going to make it work the way it is. And I think, yeah, I do not have another piece of that paper. Okay. It's too bad. So it's actually going to look something like this. And if this wasn't right in the middle, I would use it because I think I want it to be over here. But this is a good, this is kind of what it looks like in my head. Okay. So now we need to get this piece under here. And I don't think I want to see a ton of it. Okay. Well, I don't want to see, I don't want it to be a big block because I already have so much going on this page. So under here, okay, that looks good. How much space? Oh, that's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. Okay. I want to eye this. Okay. This is not the way I would normally do this. Okay, so I'll ink these edges and slide this under and then see if I think it needs to be cut off. Although really, it wouldn't be hard for me to move all this stuff. I have a pretty good idea of what that looks like. So it's kind of fun for me now that I'm mostly caught up with my current photos to go back. And I have a scrapbook weekend. I think I talked about this last night. I was supposed to go to in a couple of weeks, and I'm not going to go. So I will have time to scrapbook. Woohoo! Okay, well that's a lot of pattern, guys. I definitely want less pattern here. So one side for sure, I'll cut off that side. Let's lift these, right? I know what the arrangement's going to be. It's not that hard. Hey, hey, Barbara. Hey, Kelly. I'm Kelly. You're Barbara. This is inspired by these lovely die cuts from the live last night, guys, just in case you missed that. The other Barbara who watches me, and I can't remember, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. It starts with an R. Barbara R. Asked me to use the big die cuts, and so I thought, okay, how am I going to do that, and what kind of pictures am I going to use? So here we are. Sometimes you just get inspired and you go for it. I do sometimes like things like that, to look at a project from a different way. So in this case, the die cuts inspired me and I went and found photos to work with them. That's a little bit of a challenge for my brain because that is absolutely not the way I normally scrapbook. Okay, so do we like the little bit of different bottom edge on there or no? This is going to need to slide in a little bit more, but close enough for now. And then my thought is maybe Friday Fun can go up there. I actually kind of like the fact that this edge is a little bit different. So I'm going to put this down here because I think that's about as much room as we're going to get here. And this page is actually going to go together pretty quickly. I mean, I did choose some papers and things last night before I was done. All right, now we have to ink our die cuts, but still. Oh, and I have to remember, I also have other smaller pieces here because this just can't be about the big stuff or it's not going to look right. Okay. This guy might need to go up. Let's see what happens once I put this butterfly down. And you know, anytime I look through these albums, this butterfly is going to always in my head be the butterfly that could carry off a dog. If I post this, though, I probably shouldn't say that. I will post this in places, but we don't want to hurt Vicky's feelings. Okay. So that's down. Now this one is going to overlap here, but I want to make sure that my pieces are touching as many layers as I can get them to do that. And now I just realized where am I journaling on this? Because remember I said I would put another piece, one of those pieces over here. There is no room over there to journal. So, there's just nowhere. I might have to like journal under here or above this somewhere. Maybe the My Happy Place banner. And I'm going to get that piece cut down. So that it can go on and that I will be able to tell. And again, here, this is a good place. I think I've said this already, but this has a really white edge where I just cut it. And it would really stand out. You can't see it now because I inked it out. It would really stand out on the page that I had that white edge if I didn't ink it up. I also cut this very raggedy and badly, so this will be good. All right, let's get this on here. Oh my gosh, this just so makes me think of Mexico and tile. And when my parents first moved down to Arizona or started going to Arizona in the winters, we would go to Mexico for lunch because it's close enough where my mom's house is there is close enough to the border that it's not a very far drive. And at that point in time, all you needed was your driver's license to come back and forth. It was pretty easy. And it was very easy to come back. They just, like, you know, waved me through because I'm blonde. Not that there aren't blonde Mexicans, but they basically just didn't, you know, they're like, okay, yeah, go. But you can't do it that easily anymore. And on top of that, then there was a lot of drug trafficking issues, and the border towns became not, well, they were never nice, but they were really not nice to go to then. Okay, so My Happy Place here. This guy's going to need to tuck more, so I'm going to grab him. The other thing I could do is just cut that. And I could ink that. They did. You missed it, Harmony. Barbara, right at the end, made a comment and said, use the big die cuts. You know, I think she meant like for my next live. So I started playing around with them, and here we are. Okay. So let's ink that up. Now, you know, these are 3 or 4 of the packages of very large die cuts. So maybe Vicki does this to just challenge us all to see what we can come up with. Okay. And the Your Adventures story. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I'm just thinking as I'm doing this and talking to you, I'm thinking about all the fun we used to have. And especially second semester for me, I only had 12 credits second semester because I was pretty much, you know, I pretty much had taken most of the credits I needed to. As a matter of fact, I ended up taking a piano just because I needed a 12th credit to get my financial aid. This is a place where I could use like an extra, I don't know, something piece. And maybe that's, let's see, Weekend Getaway. The Let's Drink is appropriate. Let's see, Let's Eat. Here we go. Let's Eat, Let's Drink, because that's what we would do when we were here. I was in college, remember? Okay, let's get this guy on there too. And I still don't know where I'm. Oh, I just thought of something. I might not use the tickets from this. I have some other tickets that are old Jenny Bolin tickets. Does anybody remember Jenny Bolin? Yeah, I think I'm probably going to do just the one. It's the only one I was prepared to do about that. But, you know, you never know. I say that, Harmony, now, and... Okay, so that's kind of about where I'm thinking. This, I think, here... I knew that wasn't going to work when I saw it. It's just cutting things off too much. Even if I had chopped that down a little bit, I don't think that would have worked. All right, let me see if I have those tickets. Oh, I do. So these are old You Vote 2 layouts. All right, I'll see if I can find something else to do. Although I do have work to do yet this afternoon. I need to work on some Christmas presents. Okay, so there's date. There's one with the star that says date. Ooh, this is good, the exclamation point one. And what I'll do is I'll just ink these. And here's some green. All right, so let's play with these Jenny Bolin tickets and see how I can get them on this layout. Let's see. Because I want to be able to tell this story. There we go. Harmony, you must have that extra time today, right? Okay, maybe this needs to just be one of these. Okay, I'm going to ink these up. Ooh, that got a little bit, inky, a little inkier than I thought it was going to be. That's okay. Won't hurt anything. And these pieces are kind of bright there. Okay, so question, red, nope, green for here. Okay. And then this will give me a couple of spots to tell the story. This is also like a big layering layout too. Okay, so then I will come back and cut this off. And then re-ink it here. I don't always like that when I do it with something like a piece like that, but actually I think it looks okay. And the other thing, this is bugging me, you guys, where I didn't cut the paper very well here. It frayed, actually. Okay, so there's more. I still have more. There's this little yellow chipboard piece that says, heck yes. I still need something down here. Maybe this is it, where it just says, heck yes. Just playing a little bit here. A wild adventure. That certainly would qualify. I need this washi tape thing to be going the other way. Like this needs to be on that side, and then I think it would work. Yeah, it's a little bit too big that way. Let me see what else I have. There's a plane, there's a Vespa. No Vespa in college. There's this little piece that says favorite things to do. and I think I'm struggling a little bit too, because I don't want this line and this line to be the same, but it's like this needs to come over or something. Oh, Harmony. Yuck. I used to work in retail, and I mean like department store retail. Think like Macy's, but it was a Midwest chain. I actually worked for Kohl's too, but I didn't work in the stores at Kohl's. I was in the buying offices. So yeah, I totally feel you. I'm just trying to think. This is too long. I'm trying to make it work, and it's not working. Okay. I'm like, where did the heck yes go? Because so far that was my favorite. Well, not my favorite, but the best option. There are gold stars on here, and maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll add the gold stars in and kind of get those to go around. I really want that to land on the bottom here, and it's just not doing it for me. Too much, too much. I had to look at, you know how I like to look at the okay, taking a new tack here. Okay, that almost worked, except I don't like the way there's space there. Oh, ticket, please fit somewhere for me. Black Friday. Actually, you know what was more nightmares for me ever, and I only did it once, was the Saturday night before Mother's Day. In all seriousness, was way worse than any Black Friday or special sale I ever worked. It was a nightmare, because you have a lot of men who you ask them what size their wife wears, and they say she's about your size. Okay. Yeah, it just feels a kind of match. Okay, one more chance down here. Let me see what I think about that again. I do like, and maybe once I get the stars in here, because I really like this bird. I really want him on here. All right, I'm doing it. I really want the bird on there, and if I put that up there, the bird can't go on there. So that's what we're doing. And the bird is also going to have foam tape. Thank you for that push, Harmony. Not push, but I just think these, you're seeing how I'm struggling, guys, because they're so big that the room is kind of tough to deal with here on the canvas here. So, okay, and then, floral and Valentine's Day doesn't sound like fun either. I love people, really I do. However, I'm just taking off my little foam tape things, and I don't want to put them over here because it will be ugly. Okay. Oops, I almost put that on the... All right, little bird goes up. Yeah, these packs are interesting, I have to say. Okay, so heck yes needs to be inked. People are fine, but it's the general public that bothers me. That's awesome. In all seriousness, it's fine. All right, this needs to just go over here. I need to get over myself and move on. This is one of those times where Heidi Swapp's glue and go is helpful so that I stop screwing around. Okay. So there's my little heck yes. Then, like I said, there's gold stars on this pack. So let's get some gold stars in. And I think that might help because that will start getting something common in each of the clusters. With the large enamel dots. Those large enamel dots are pretty old, Tammy. And, you know, so I've been scrapbooking for a while. And I think we go through periods where people do big embellishments. About 5 years ago, that happened again, too, where it was big embellishments. And I think Vicky is one of the people who has often done big embellishments. So I think it might be big embellishments for everybody, but definitely. Maggie Holmes did it about 2 years ago as well. Like everything she did, they were huge. And I think people complained about it at that time. Like, how are we supposed to use these things? Okay, this let's eat, let's drink needs to get on. So these are chipboard, but they're not sticking very well. Imagine that with chipboard, right? And I'm making sure that I pulled off all my stars. I did. I don't want just one hanging out on there because then I'd have to decide what to do with it at some other point. At least 2. There we go. I'll make that work. Okay. So did I tell you about the shirts that I'm making my grandkids? That's my project. I'm making, there's 4 of them, the 4 M's. And I'm making them each a shirt that says, "Dear Santa, they're the naughty ones." And I put this ticket on upside down, so I'm going to turn this over. Because the writing should be on the bottom here. Otherwise, it's upside down. Anyway, so each shirt's going to say, "Dear Santa, they're the naughty ones." And it has an arrow that points out on both sides. So I found it last year, but I found it too late to really make them. They wouldn't have been able to wear them very long. So it just makes me laugh every time I think about it. And then I'm going to make mugs for the adults in my life because we don't really do exchange Christmas presents anymore. But because I have a Cricut, last year I made everybody a couple mug, and then this year I'm going to do the same thing. So my nephew and my 2 nephews and wives are going to get mugs that say today's to do, or today's job, keep the tiny human alive, or take in one of their cases. And the other one is going to be keep the tiny humans alive, which I think is going to be very funny. And then everybody else is getting the 2020 rating mug. So it says 2020, and then it says very bad, would not recommend. And I didn't want to give that to the 4 kids, my nephews and their wives, because both of those families had a baby this year. So for them, it's a great year. All right. So I think this is pretty good so far. Now, title. Are we doing a title? I'm just going to get some of these ends down because, first of all, if you know me, you know what I glue in the middle, and then I almost always do what I'm doing now, which is get the edges glued down. These were lifted. These photos are so old, they're really lifting. So, okay. Oh my gosh, I love this, and I love the memory. I did Harmony. It's sitting in my queue to buy right now, as a matter of fact. So I found it. Thank you. And no, of course you can ask. All right. So title here, and I was going to call it, I think, Friday Fun, right? So let's see, Friday. Just looking to see, I like this green. So I could get something to go up at the top and then do the second part of the title down there. Let's see if I can get the word Friday out of this alpha. I can. So I think that's going to go up here. There we go. And I'm just thinking about something, Friday Adventures, considering adventures. Let's see, Friday, not impishness, but that would be kind of what we were doing. Shenanigans, that's the word I want. So I'm thinking I could do that in mini letter stickers there, maybe. I could actually probably even get at Chi-Chi's in here if I wanted to. I don't think I'm going to, but I could. Because why not put all the things on one layout? Oh, no, that's okay. That's fine. I'm pretty open, you guys. You know a lot about me. Yes, okay, so shenanigans. Let's see what kind of mini letter sticker alpha I have that would work with this. The answer to that is probably lots. I just want to make sure it's not too bright. That's the big challenge I think I'm going to have here. Okay, don't love that. I could always do black because I definitely have black. And that would fit beautifully underneath that. I was looking to see what I had like in some sort of teal color, but I think it's too light. And if I do something too light, it will just call attention to everything. I do have this alpha in gold, which might be nice because it would bring the gold in here. So let's see how this would work. And I definitely have enough letters to spell shenanigans. I have so much on my desk right now. I can't find my, let's see. I'm looking, and maybe it's not on here. I'm looking for my tweezers. Oh, there it is. Okay, so shenanigans. And thanks for spelling that out for me, just in case I have a problem. Oops. Because it's hard to spell on camera. And I think shenanigans is going to be great. And this alpha is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I'll be able to read it, but it's not calling too much attention to itself. There's a lot of these on here, a lot of letters. Because I think each one has, yeah, each one has two alphas. And like there's multiple E's, which is nice. Thank you, Harmony. This part's like watching paint dry. I also this morning, not only did I get this done, but doing this, I read about 30 pages in my book, which was nice. I'm reading a book called, oh, darn it. It's something Addie LaRue. Like, oh, the Invisible Addie LaRue and the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I think. Really good so far. I've heard good things about it all over BookTube, and it has good reviews on Goodreads. It came into the library on Thursday, so, and I just finished my other book. I might need to spread this Friday out a little bit because I don't want the word to end where this Y is ending. Who knew that shenanigans had two S's and two N's? And that is the last, and although U's are great substitutes for N's if you need to MacGyver letters. Okay, just making sure I don't have any S's left on that sheet. Here we go. And maybe what I can do, I'm honestly missing, I think, a little green down here. I'm thinking about putting the year somewhere, and maybe here, but let's look. I'm looking because I'm missing green, and I'm thinking maybe there's single leaves here. Okay, now that I have this all glued down, I'm thinking maybe a leaf, a little bit of a leaf here to get a little green in here. Okay, I'm taking a peek at how that looks. I have not read Laura Child's Scrapbook Mysteries. That sounds interesting, though. Here I am back playing around with this again. I like the cluster like this, but maybe could it go this way? That's the ticket. Ooh. Did I finally solve? So I want to be careful about trapping space here, right? But this can escape here and out here. And that, well, I guess this traps everything. But let me see. No, I think this needs to come down just a little bit more. But I'm liking it better this way. Okay, what are you guys thinking about the leaf? Are you liking a little bit of green down here? There's a lot of stuff on this page, but you know, there's a lot of stuff on this page. So what's one more thing? I think that isn't Chamel's thing more. I just did it on this page, that's for sure. All right, that's what we're gonna do here, is I'm gonna get this leaf on here. I really, actually really like the way that looked. It was just, it felt really incomplete to me for some reason. And I think it was just, I was missing that green down here, and it was bugging me. You know, let's talk to you. Okay, yeah, that definitely helped for me. And now I'm thinking, can I get that 1986 down here somewhere? I have so many numbers on this sheet. Yeah, and Harmony even spelt it properly. Okay. There we go. That was a nice noise I made. I almost spelt 1896, or put 1896 down, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm not that old. I might be old, but I'm not that old. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I am adding more here. Okay. That's good. Oh my, yeah, this is the more creation. So now I'm thinking, what else can I add here? I'm serious. Like, do I want, there's these little black stars. I don't think that's it, but there's little gold dots too. Do I want to add a gold dot? Yes. Yes, I do. I hope there's more than just 2 on this sheet. Well, I have 3. Okay, so that's good. I can put 1 in every cluster somewhere. I am adding all the things. Chamel would be so proud of me. All right, I do think this Friday title needs to move a little bit. These are the the letter stickers from Amy Tangerine's Late Afternoon collection, and they're foam. They're a really cool alpha. Let's see. To be careful because I made kind of a mess of that peeling that up. All right, yeah, I like that a little bit better. Okay, there we go, guys. And Barbara, there you go. There's the big die cuts. So I'm going to give myself credit for 4 of the big die cuts because that bird is huge too. That leaf is, I mean, it's big, but that's an easier one to get on. That, I probably could have done it over here too and added another one. At one point, I was thinking about this one, but I think I don't know why I'm saying I think that's too much, but I do. Because gosh knows what is too much on this layout. And just a fun layout. Just, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick peek and see, because Harmony requested another layout. And, why would I want to do what I'm supposed to be doing when I could be scrapbooking? See, a lot of these photos are my nephew's, and I'd prefer if I'm going to do one, I want to do something from something with the Storytell collection because I've got it out. So I'm going to keep talking and then make a bunch of noise in just a second. I'll show you how I store my old film. You can see this. This is how I store my old film photos. I store them, and this one the handle broke off, but I store them in these Cropper Hopper photo boxes and then boxes like this. So there's those, let's see. So they're big envelopes like this, and then each of those has this in it, these little envelopes in it. And I've just got them labeled for whatever. And I'm thinking, let's see, let's go back to, I'm going to go back to another college layout and see if I can find anything. Let's, oh my, like, look at how, those are vintage, right? Which is actually a great collection to use, or great colors to use with this. My door from my sophomore year. I'm just trying to see. Oh, I have to be careful because there are some rather embarrassing photos in here. Oh my goodness. Like these. This was a birthday for me. Maybe I'll scrap that. I think this is my 21st birthday, you guys. Is this my... No, this would be my 20th birthday. And those glasses and that hair. Oh my land. Let's see. Yeah, that's not the right colors. All right. The Spirit Chant scrapbook supplies. That's awesome. Okay, I might do those because that's a little significant. Okay, and I don't have to scrap really funny photos or really embarrassing photos of people. Okay, so this is my junior year, so that means it's 1985, and that's how I'm just going to have to do these because I don't have dates on anything. These are so old. Okay, hey, look at that. I have another layout to do. Like I said, it is, the one thing about the pandemic is nice is that I'm mostly caught up on all my real-time scrapbooking. So look at, oh, I should do, well, actually I'll do this when we're done, but I'll show you the 3 layouts that I made from this collection. Okay, so this is the hall that I lived in when I was in college, and then I think this is, oh yeah, it is. This is not the building I lived in, actually. This is the building I lived in. So, and then this was a hall council, my hall council at the time. And this lady right here is still one of my close friends. So that's pretty cool after all those years. And oh my God, look at that car. Oh my goodness. So I'm thinking maybe here, it would be good to be able to get in a, some kind of journaling piece. And I'm going to look and see, oh, and goodness gracious, there's so many, since it was college, like library looking things in here. Although that's cool because it's black and white, and that could tuck a little bit. I think I had some, oh, I do have a library card over there too. Yeah, these old photos are definitely making me smile. Here's the library card I was thinking of. Keep this book clean. All right, that's a college layout. I'm not sure that's appropriate or how clean those books, well, not clean, but anyway. Moving on. Okay, so then, let's see, the enjoy every moment, collect all the memories would be a good one for here. This I have a story to tell that's great. Oh, hey, Sue. Welcome. You're my next door neighbor. Sort of. Illinois and Wisconsin. Okay, now I really am mixing stuff up. That's okay. Oh, here's some more. Let's see, do we have anything? Matho. The I have a story to tell would be cute, but I don't really love those two things together. Maybe I can break that up a little bit though. This must be the use all the giant die cut pieces here. That needs to come off of there. Okay, lost in a daydream. That is not what that felt like. Here's that piece that I used last night. Not sure that's the right color though. Here's another gigantic butterfly. Oh, you guys, I need a book on this. Somewhere. Maybe this one can go at the bottom. Like I was thinking I wanted to do with that last layout. And again, look what I'm doing. I don't know if you caught this, but started with the photos, but you know, really the die cuts. And I'm actually like laying out my layout with the die cuts even before I have anything else on it. That's just the way it's working here. Okay, so far so good. I like this so far. I have now mixed all my die cuts together for this collection. So there's this little piece on here that says free to roam. And I think that's, I used another one of these butterflies at one other time. And I think it said beautiful or something. And I just cut it off. Because it wasn't really on topic for me. Okay, liking that so far. This might change up here though. Maybe. Let's see, maybe the bird. Okay, I like just be yourself because I think that's a good message from college. I did like that corner piece up here. Maybe it's time to put a little bit of paper behind this. The other thing I was thinking about, because I have there's a couple of vases in here, and I was thinking of maybe even just like taking the vases out. And the flowers really aren't, there's nothing that makes me, from college, that makes me think of flowers. So, I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, hey, maybe it's a chance to use light bulbs. Because remember I was joking about those 2 light bulbs because it wasn't enough that there was one, but then this shaker light bulb in here too. Because, you know, college, bright ideas. And the butterfly to me symbolizes growth and change, so that could work. And then we'd have 2 butterflies here. I think we're doing butterflies here. All right. So there's a good start with that. We have a journaling card. Yep, knowledge ideas. Yeah, I like the idea of the book on here too somewhere. And I think this is these are less big. There's still big elements here, but they're not as big. Okay, so now we have to solve the paper thing because I don't even have any paper down for here yet. So let me grab. This would have been a good place to use this book paper as well too, but not with the way I have it going now. Although, ooh, these are awesome. There are these cards. Like you can use this for journaling too on the back of this book paper. But that book paper is definitely going to be a book for me on a book layout somehow. Okay, sorry guys, just trying to find what I have here for papers. And I do, so the graph paper could work. This one could work as well. I think that works well. Let's see. That. I love this star paper. But I think it might be a little distracting. This would actually probably be a good paper to use behind here because it has a lot of words on it. But then I still need something to go under this, but we'll figure that out. Actually, I think this might work. So if I could leave the border strip on here. That would work really well, actually. Okay. Oh, yeah, I think that does help. And I think if you are in a place where you're having a slump, anybody, Tammy just said that she likes seeing the thought process from scratch and it helps her, another way to start a page. I think if you are in a slump, doing something like this, like starting with die cuts and trying to figure out how you're going to use those, is really a great way to challenge yourself and to make you just think differently than you often do. Okay, I'm not sure that I'm going to like this paper with that. So back to the Storyteller paper pad. And if I don't find anything in here, I do have other Vicki Boutin patterns. Not big words. This could be a cool piece. This. Ooh. So I was thinking, what I was originally thinking is that I would do mat this on something. This might be the mat though. Then I think I would have to, I'd almost have to lose that though. So I don't love that idea. But I could use this as the mat for all of that. Let's see. sometimes I just have to pull these out so I can really think about what they look like. I think I have two good options here. At some point I have to use that really wild paper too. I'll bring that piece out again. I don't think on this one though, that piece that I just used the border on. Okay, so I think it's going to be this one. Okay, not loving that. It's a little yellow. But again, what I could do is use the word paper for the mat. Oh, I like that. And then maybe lose this border and put that on there. Or the other option is to use this for the mat on top of, I could do a combination of all three. Okay. I like the way these pop off of this darker paper more than I do. Hey, Rachel, it's good to see you. Yeah, I like it better than on that yellow. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is cut, get these arranged, and we'll make a collage here. I just want to remember how this was kind of arranged here. It just, I'm laughing at these, at the rounded edges on these too. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Okay, so glue down. Even the backs of these photographs are yellowed. Because, you know, 1985. Oh, and that's me, by the way. And I actually still remember the name of, or the number of the room that I lived in. Part of it was I lived in the room for 3 years. So that was easy to remember. Okay, nope, getting out the ink. Ink and all things. You guys, I think we're going to score another 3 big, huge die cuts in this one too. That is for those of you who joined me later when I did the live last night. Right at the end, Barbara asked me if I could use the large die cuts from this collection because we were laughing about how big some of these die cuts are. And when she did that, then I was like, oh, you know what? It would be kind of fun to challenge myself to use these huge die cuts. So I did. I'll show you all 3 layouts when we're all done. So we just finished one, and then Harmony requested another one, and you know, I decided I'm going to avoid doing any work today. Even though I have Christmas presents to make. Now I did order, oh, here's how I can justify that. I ordered the Christmas presents for my great nephew and great niece, so my Christmas shopping is done. That's how I'm justifying this, playing around today. Okay, so there's our enjoy every moment. I don't want to cut that. I want to be able to see that vintagey car, which means I think this bottom might need to come down a little bit. So I'm going to have to do all the borders because otherwise they won't be even. That car looks so old to me, and well, I guess it is 30 plus years old, but still, it looks like it should be a car from the 60s. That's in my mind. Oh, good idea to put my room number on the page. Yeah, that's a great idea. And I think I'll talk a little bit, you know, more about, you know, that this room, the hall council experience for me was really good. I was on it for, well, I was on hall council for 1 year, but then I held an executive position that was a campus-wide position that also had me on hall council for another year. So it was a really good, it was a good college experience for me. Okay, vintagey car we need to see. This might need to come down a little bit. I don't want it to come all the way down. Okay. Then this, I think, is going to be our background paper because I like the contrast of the yellow and the aqua and then the word paper. And this is, I can't tell you which storyteller piece this is either because it's part of the 12 by 12 pad. The blue piece, since I've been neglectful, is also part of the 12 by 12 pad. That the aqua piece, sorry, not the blue piece. Okay, so then if we do this, if I do this, I think I'm going to pull this border off here. I'm just not loving that as much. I also need to ink these edges before I forget. I actually could, my title could actually be that room number now that I think about it. And if I tell you, I went to a small state school in Menominee, Wisconsin, which we always called Me No Money. And it was about an hour from the Twin Cities. So it was really fun because I have as many college friends, and I'm actually still good friends with quite a few of my college friends. I have as many college friends who are from Minnesota as were from Wisconsin, just because we were so close to the border. And that was definitely a Wisconsin accent, you guys. Okay, so let's pull this up. And I'm thinking, oh, first of all, you guys, when you're using paper that has words on it, make sure that you can read them. Oh my goodness, that would have been bad. So I'm just trying to decide if I want to do something where I go, where this is a piece all the way across and you only see part of this. Pro tip. No, that made me look like an amateur in all seriousness, but I'm sure every one of us has done that. Okay, so what I'm toying with is, do I go across like this? Let's bring that book back in because I think that's going to determine part of this because I really want to get this book on this layout. Or do I just do a little frame here? I really want this book on this layout, but I'm having a hard time now getting it on. Do you ever have embellishments like that where you try to get them on layouts and then they just won't go for you? Okay, I think, let's see. This is too heavy if I do it on that side. And if I do it on this side, I'm going to cover up my car because I had imagined that that book would sit down in the corner here. This is the big thing with these big embellishments again. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this script paper is I'm going to make the border really, really thin every page. That's cute. This one says a book is a dream you hold in your hands. And by the way, the I think I think it is The Secret Life of Addie LaRue. I can't look it up right now because all my devices have you on it. Well, except for my laptop, and I'm not going to try to open the internet right now. So it's either The Invisible Life or The Secret Life of Addie LaRue is the book I'm reading right now. We were talking about that earlier. I don't know why I made that seemed important again, but it did. Okay. So just a little border here. More ink. Tammy, you're getting lots of inking the last 2 days. Okay, so butterfly here. Book. See, it's like the book is so big. Maybe I need to figure, maybe the book needs to come up here. Nope. And since, let's see, I'm trying to think, I think I can only tell you, well, her name because she's a good friend, and I remember his name. Other than that, I really don't remember anybody else's name, and I'm not in touch with them. I think that's part of the problem. Okay, I think the book's coming down here like this. And then I've created a little problem for myself. Let's see. What if I swapped the bottom photos? Oh, that's an idea. And did it here. Good. Let's try it. That's a great idea, Tammy. Let's see if it works. Because then the book would cover them and that wouldn't bother me as much. Let's see. I forgot my margins here. There we go. Okay, so then we could go back to this. Good eye. I think that solves it because I'm okay with covering some of those people up. Okay, then that enjoy every moment could actually come up here. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Yay. So, and you're right, the two on the other side might have worked as well too, but I think this is good. I actually like the way this looks. Okay, so let's get this on so I can't change my mind. Good eye. This is why it's nice scrapbooking with your internet friends. Because when you can't figure something out, maybe they do too. They can as well for you. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down as far as I can. Okay, I just remembered her. So I didn't really want to stick that to the page yet. Oh, and I remembered her name. Oh my goodness, coming back, you guys. That's not important to you, but it would be nice if so the only person I can't think of is her name. And I could call my friend Lynn and say, do you remember? Okay, now I'm thinking a title up there. But, oh, I forgot about my light bulb here. But we could, oh, I think it works though. All right, so let's use this shaker. Well, I could use the shaker light bulb or this light bulb. Let's see. I think I actually like the flatter light bulb a little bit better. The shaker light bulb I like, but I think it calls too much attention to itself on this page because, you know, gosh knows, I have everything in the world on here right now. And then what I can do is bring my room number and the hall name up there. And so far I have only really big things, so I need to think about that too, about getting some other smaller pieces on here. Now the good news about these vellum pieces is that normally I'd have to use a different kind of something else to attach it, but I think it's okay because oops, that book really wants to stick to this page. There's enough solid in here that I think I can use it that way. Just gonna get this here. All right, Harmony, I'm very glad that you talked me into doing another page because I'm really, really loving this. And it will be fun for me. I'm not obviously going to do, I don't usually journal on camera anyway because it's kind of boring. But it'll be really fun for me to get these memories down. And they're a big part of my life story, and I have not scrapped much about college, a little bit. Okay, loving, loving, loving this so far. All right, I think we have enough of the really super big embellishments on here. I was toying with, how about that? I have things to do. I'm just playing with the love this story instead of the blue. And I actually think I like this a little bit. I like Just Be Yourself, but love this story. I think it, just because I didn't have any blue on here. I'm working to cover that car, aren't I? I don't want to cover the car. There we go. Okay, so now alpha-wise, okay, there, I do not, here's an alpha without numbers. Wow, look at that. Just looking to see what I pulled to, okay, I could do gold pretty easily. Let me see what I have. Right, I think I'm gonna grab gold here, just for fun. And the first thing that presented itself was that crazy gold heart alpha that I used a while ago. No, 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 no. Okay, so there we go. And I am going to still need to get some smaller pieces on here because right now it's a lot of big stuff. Yeah, I love the way this background paper popped this off. And I do like the way this layout, the alpha is a little wonky and imperfect. And look at that, an excellent use of numbers. boy, you guys, I don't know that I could have done that second layout without you today. Or this second layout without you today. Just looking at, I don't think we need more, like I feel like there's something over here missing, but I'm not quite sure what that something is. So let's play around a little bit. And it might be nothing by the time I'm done, because there's a lot of stuff on here. Yeah, something smaller. I said something smaller, and what did I do? I went bigger. Okay. I like the let their adventure begin idea, but not the, oh, if I could make this work, that would be great. It was a wild adventure. Let's see. See, this doesn't have a lot of small pieces in it, and that's the problem. But now that I've loaded other stuff on, that doesn't make me, that doesn't bother me quite as much as it did. Now I just need to put something, some smaller things to scatter, I think. Just thinking about another butterfly. Nope, too much. There is a point. Yes, Harmony, I'm going to. And it would be nice if I could remember her name, but if I'll ask my friend Lynn. And yes, I'm going to. Not that I would probably ever, probably ever see them again, but since I remembered them. Okay, so maybe I'm looking for my bag. There we go. My bag of hearts and stars. That's still too big. I mean, boy. I'm thinking this and some enamel dots, maybe. So these, if you guys have not seen these before, when I have extra glitter or foil paper, and usually this occurs about Christmas, I punch them and I put them in here. I think that's enough. I don't, for smaller pieces, because there's plenty here. I like the wild adventure, but it's actually too much, in my opinion, anyway. And of course, I forgot to find my enamel dots before I turn the camera on, because I do that really well. I will glue that on too. Right now that's sticking pretty well, but that alpha is chipboard, and that alpha is the picnic alpha. Okay, hold on a second, guys. Let's see if I can do it without wobbling the camera too much. Okay. Now just to grab, I'm thinking if I can find, let's see, I was thinking green or like a teal. That would work. I have some big, look, I have big teal enamel dots. We are not using those. Well, at least I'm not using them. I'm so glad I got this book on this page. It makes me very happy. I think 3 in each cluster. First of all, hi Crystal. I love your work. Oftentimes enamel dots are my finishing touch. I am afraid of mixed media. I've told this story before, but I accidentally dumped a very large bottle of Mr. Huey's all over carpeting many years ago, and ever since then I'm afraid to use it. I do some, but I don't usually splatter. I'm gonna change this one out. So oftentimes these are my last pieces, and it feels honestly a little bit with layout like I'm missing almost a middle size of something here, like something between this and these big pieces, but it doesn't exist in the collection, and it's I don't want to put anything more on this layout. I think there's plenty on it. So all right, you guys, I think it's done. Okay, Harmony, I am going to be really, really grateful for this, that I did this layout. I am really grateful for this, that I did this layout, because it's really cool that I was able to get the get this memory down. So really cool, and I love how it turned out as a thing, just like totally on the fly. So I'll give you guys the progression, especially if you joined me a little bit later. So this is the layout I did during last night's live. I wanted to use Storyteller because I hadn't used it much, and it's in my November Schmelz Best of Both Worlds kit. So I really wanted to get it used up. So I started this, and just as I was saying goodbye to everybody, Barbara, who was on last night, asked me to use the big, joking about how one of the butterflies was big enough to carry off a dog. So I'm like, all right, I guess it means I need to use that big butterfly. So there's the layout using the big butterfly. And this felt very Mexican inspired to me because we were at a Mexican restaurant. This is college again too. And so I've used 3 big die cuts here, 4 big die cuts with that bird. So that was the first one. I'm going to journal on these little pieces here to get some more college stories told, and then the last one. So I used 3 more. So I guess I can count using 7 big pieces on these 2 layouts, which I think is awesome. Plus I have this one on this one. So 8 big die cuts in the last 2 days, but now I still have a mountain. You can see just over here, you can see I have this mountain of very large die cuts left too. And that's what this collection is. So anyway, all right, you guys, I'm loving it, but now I think I need to go. Not that I'm thinking that this is not such a great, or it's like not fun to do, but I do really need to get a little bit of work because I have a class I have to do tomorrow. So no fun shenanigans, no shenanigans for me tomorrow. All work tomorrow. So all right, you guys, it was nice to see all of you. And I will be back, I think, next Friday again, usually between 6:30 and 7. I don't think I have anything planned for next Friday, so I should be able to be back. You guys all have a great rest of your Saturday. Take care, be safe, and I will see you next weekend. Bye, everybody.